What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you, once again, another Hunter x Hunter video, but this time, I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and I wanted to do a live reaction. So, this is chapter 353, once again, another week, and another new chapter of Hunter x Hunter. Makes me happy to see how Togashi seems to finally be back to writing Hunter x Hunter. It makes me happy, it really does. So this chapter title is called Devious. Okay, so let's do some quick things before I actually dive into this chapter and I start reading it. As you all recall, last week's chapter, we had a lot of, different abilities revealed by Kuroro, how he was going to devise his plan to defeat Hisoka, and Hisoka was thinking about what Kuroro was going to probably do in certain combinations of orders with convert hands to, black voice and all that in gallery fake. And so, let's dive into this chapter. So, let's see. Okay, Hisoka is in the middle of the crowd. Wow, okay, screaming. When did the antenna... Okay, when did the antenna disappear? That antenna was definitely one of the real ones, wasn't it? Did he tie some fishing line to it or something and yank it back? Well, okay, so the antenna? That happened last year? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please settle down. Please try to stay calm. If you all rush for the door at once, it'll only make matters worse. Holy shit, there is a lot of dead bodies or people on the floor around Hisoka. Look at that shit! Look at that shit on the first page! Oh my god. Okay. Hisoka is looking around through the crowd. Oh! Okay, so he's making duplicates. He's changing people's appearances. He's using gallery fake, which means he had to release convert hands. So then before he released it, he must have stolen someone's clothes and disguised himself. So he's wandering around for the crowd. Like I said, I wonder if Kuroro is going to be setting up sun and moon symbols in different people. I could see that happening. I mean, like I've already said, the sun and moon, since its effects are eternal until they explode, Kuroro could be going through the crowd, setting up fucking explosions all over the place, and that pretty much could be GG to the entire arena. Which, oh yeah, there is something I actually forgot to mention, which I wanted to talk about last week, but it did not cross my mind until after I was done recording the video, so I want to mention it here before I go any further. What if, since we found out that Sun and Moon can be set up, and its effects are internal, regardless if the book is activated or not, it's always there until they explode, and we know that Kuroro revealed in last week's chapter he'll do anything to win. Like, he'll go as far as he can to get all these different abilities, take the time, the right place, the right time, and all that, the right people around, or, the right place. And he took as long as he needed until he knew he was for certain going to defeat Hisoka. And what if, since we found out about the ability of Sun and Moon, what if he already planted Sun and Moon all over the place around the stadium? Like, what if he already did, before the match even began? Since the effects last as long as they do not explode, that means that Kuroro could have been going around the entire crowd before the fight even began and putting Sun and Moon symbols all over people. Or on the stadium, different places. I mean, that's a possibility. What if he actually did that? So I just wanted to throw it out there, so let me get back on track. Got a little bit off topic there. Well, it's not really off topic, because it pertains to Kuroro's abilities and what he might be able to do against Hisoka in this upcoming fight. So then, before he releases it, he must have stolen someone's clothes and disguised himself. Where is he? Okay, so right now, it's like a cat and mouse game. You have it where Hisoka's trying to find Kuroro amongst the crowd, and the crowd is changing because different appearances are being shifted around, gallery fake, and stuff like that. Okay. The entire crowd. Okay, so the entire crowd is charging him. So does that mean that it's the puppets then? What's this? The audience is rushing at Hisoka. They're attacking him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I see 18, maybe 20 people behind, or all on this panel right here coming at Hisoka. So about 18 to 20 people are charging Hisoka right now. Obviously, it's not Black Voice, because we already know Black Voice is limited to 2 people, and it gives them complex movements, but if you use the gallery fake and then the, the puppet stamp, as we found out in last week's chapter, you can control multiple copies. Okay, they're attacking him. Okay, they have the stamps on their heads. So, as we know, Hisoka just has to remove the fucking head. Open the book's pages to gallery fake. Oh, okay, we're getting to see how the steps are being done. Open the book's page to gallery fake. Okay, place the bookmark in the page. That means you can use both hands. Create lots of copies. Okay, different copies of different people, which we saw examples of a couple pages back. Create lots of copies. Activate order stamp. Wait, okay, whoa. Opens the book's page to gallery fake. Bookmark him. Okay, he puts it down, he creates a lot of copies, he pretty much opens his book up or whatever, and he uses order stamp, and commands him to break Hisoka. Okay, I understand. After all, every audience member here would know who I am by name. All makes a lot of sense after the explanation. Okay, yeah, since everybody would know, since they're in a competition or in a versus match, everybody would recognize Hisoka. So I'm dealing with around 30 puppets. Oh, it's not 20. Oh shit, it's 30. So I'm dealing with around 30 puppets who won't stop unless their heads are removed from their bodies. Actually, knowing Kuro's speed, he probably managed to take even more. So there's a possibility there's more than 30. There's still got to be lots more puppets who haven't received orders yet, just waiting on standby as well. Oh, shit. So mainly the entire audience is pretty much going to be a part of this fight. I can already see it now. Any direction I try to escape to is filled with audience members, which most likely has traps set up, and most likely sun and moon symbols placed all over the place. And if I was Kuro, he most likely has already rigged the exit ways with maybe sun and moon. That's a possibility. Let's see. Bungee gum. Okay, he jumps out of the crowd that's surrounding him. He goes up to the roof for a safer distance. Look at this. Hisoka has flown up high into the air to avoid the crowd. What's going on? Holy shit, are they fucking jumping at him? The fuck? Oh wait, are they actually climbing on each other? Oh my god. Okay, so it took me a moment to realize this, but some of the ones on the front part of the crowd, they jumped up, okay? That's what's going on here. They jumped, and obviously, you cannot jump that high without bungee jump. For instance, you know, Hisoka's using his nin ability, and he's going up to the roof, and he's getting a distance away from the audience members, because obviously, they probably can't get up there if he's up there, and you can see the entire audience to try to find Kuro. But since there's so many coming at him, the front audience members that were coming at him jumped up, and then the people behind them jumped on top of them, then the people behind them jumped on top of them, and then the ones on top of them jumped up, and they're walking up like a staircase. So the entire part of the force is not coming at Hisoka, but there's still quite a number, and that's just crazy. So they're all working together to build like a staircase of bodies just to get to Hisoka. Because look, you can see it right there. As people are falling over, you see the guys in the back running up on top of people. Oh, holy fuck. That's crazy shit right there. So, Hisoka's not even safe in the air then. He can't just go into the air to be away from the audience members. I mean, in all reality though, I mean, he might be a little bit safer in the air because, I mean, look. He could see the entire field below him, unless Kuro does different type of things. Maybe he sets up different type of abilities or something. But, I mean, he would have to probably fight less of the enemy or different puppets. Because, I mean, look, if he's in the air, there's a limited amount of people that can reach him if they don't have different type of nin abilities or whatever. They're just running on top of people to jump at him. So, he honestly might still have a little bit of an advantage here. Okay, so he's starting to fight. Pretty much kicks the shit out of all of them. Oh, fuck. Kuro has appeared behind him. With a fist at that. Oh, shit. I just realized. Oh, I wonder if he has the sun and moon symbol on. Okay, goes in for a punch. Okay, Hisoka's noticed. Yeah, fuck. What the fuck? Oh, okay, whoa. What's going on here? Okay, fist comes in. Left arm comes up. Tries to block, he notices him. Oh, okay, pull says right there, so he pulls his arm back. Oh, he was faking Hisoka. Oh, okay, so he puts his fist back, and then he kicks with his right leg to what appears to be in the back. Or in the back of the neck, actually. Oh, shit. That's gotta fucking hurt. He got hit in the back of the fucking... Ooh. Oh, my God. Apparently he did because of Hisoka's reaction here. Okay, I was certain he was coming and aiming for my vitals from my left flank, but as soon as he saw my reaction, he was able to adjust his attack accordingly. Oh, shit. Huh. So he did use his left leg, or right leg, I'm sorry, he used his right leg to hit Hisoka. That's interesting right there. Wait, did he use his right leg? Yeah, okay, use his right leg. So he couldn't have planted the sun and moon symbol on him because he pulled his fist back before he even did anything. So, yeah, he hit him with his leg. Pushed him down. Why don't we have the Hunter x Hunter anime? Why don't we have... Oh, I want the Hunter x Hunter. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta hear it. Oh my god. Oh shit, I had to hear that shit again, because that's exactly what it reminded me of. Oh god, how magnificent! It looks like he's doing that. It looks like he's doing the fucking... It looks like he's doing, like, praise the sun upside down with his legs spread like a backwards praise the sun with his... Oh god. Oh my god. Best panel of Hunter x Hunter. One of the top 10 best panels right here. Oh my god. So he's pretty much having a mini orgasm in midair because he got hit in the back of the fucking head. Okay, anyways, Hisoka hits the ground. The fuck? He's on the fucking ground, about to be just grabbed by everybody, and he's just sitting here smiling like he's about to fucking orgasm. Oh my god. Okay, so it looks like he kicks them all. He's still kicking them with his legs while it looks like he's punching them too. Or slicing them probably with his card, I think, ain't he? Okay, he hits him. Pretty much a 360 fight going on right here. Let's see. Oh shit, they've all grabbed Hisoka. That's not good. If they have the sun and moon on them, that's the perfect time to explode them. They really don't stop unless their heads are completely removed from their bodies. The fact that they don't have any feelings or emotions at all makes them a lot more troublesome to deal with than a human. Huh. So, I could see how that could be troublesome, because, I mean, look, if someone could feel pain and emotion and all that, that could stop their reactions to where they could be dulled. But now their reactions can't be dulled because they don't feel any pain, don't have any emotion, so they can be killing machines, and they don't stop, regardless if you cut their arm off or not. So I could see how that could be a bit of a problem. Okay, so he's still fighting. Something's going on behind Hisoka. Oh, shit. Once again, a kick with the right leg. It appears to be to the back of the neck. What the fuck, girl? That's a pattern you're doing right there. Yeah, he did hit him in the back of the neck. Okay, so he hit him in the back of the neck with his right foot once again. Do you not see the pattern going on here? He's using his legs. He's playing it safe, waiting it out, looking for moments where he's absolutely certain he can land a hit, repeating the process until he can strike a fatal blow. What a marvelous hit and run strategy. On top of that, he's slowly trying to drive me deeper into his crowd of puppets. So detached and devious. Oh, title drop right there. So, he's just waiting. It's a hit and run strategy, and he's just slowly wearing out Hisoka as he fights. Hisoka's constantly keeping his attention 360, fighting everybody. And you have where Kuro's coming for the crowd, and then he's, hitting Hisoka in the back of the neck with his foot, right foot at that. I wonder if there's a pattern here, so, I mean, there is obviously a pattern, but I wonder exactly what he's trying to accomplish with that. Okay, so he's fighting. I've got to gradually get rid of them all at one at a time. pretty much ripping off all their heads with his card. Cutting them all up. You know, if I was Hisoka, well, we know how Hisoka operates. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I said this in last week's chapter, and I want to say it here right now. There is a very likely possibility that Hisoka, as he's fighting and punching and kicking, he might be setting up bungee gum. That's a very likely possibility. Because, I mean, we've seen Hisoka do this before. Like, he sets up little traps and he connects everybody, and he could be setting up, like, some form of spider web to capture Kuroro in his trap and keep him stuck. That is a possibility. And if Hisoka actually manages to get some of his bungee gum on Kuroro, he probably is in a bad situation then. So, there's a lot of negative repercussions for both sides if they get hit by each other. Thankfully enough, Kuroro is not really attacking Hisoka with his left hand, or right hand. He's actually just using his legs. But that makes me question for what reason, why. Anyways, I'm worried about Hisoka setting up some traps while he's fighting all these guys. It would not be Hisoka-like if he was just fighting and not setting up something on the side. He thinks way too much to not do that. Okay, so he's slicing their heads off. Oh, shit, they're pulling his fucking head back. That's not good. That probably has to hurt with all the blows he got to the back of the neck. It's like for every one step of progress I make, I get shoved 2 steps back. I got to reestablish my bearings. So, he's getting grabbed. Cuts their heads off. It's flying backwards. The dude's grabbing him. He kicks him off. Oh, Hisoka dropped his card there. Look at that shit. See, Hisoka in the picture right here, if you look at the right picture where he's getting his hair grabbed back of his head, he has a card in his hand. You can see at the top left right there. And then in the next panel, he says, I'm getting shoved 2 steps back. You see a little card falling down when he grabs the guy. I wonder if that's going to have any meaning in this fight. I got to reestablish my bearings. Make room there. Once again, another leg hitting him. What the fuck? It's the right foot again, too, I think. Yeah. But this time it wasn't the back of the neck. It was actually... Oh, God, that probably... Ooh. That might rupture some organs depending on how hardy. Oh, my God. That probably hurt like a bitch. Oh, God. Yeah, it hurt. So, he's wobbling, or it looks like he's dodging the crowd trying to move. Okay, he's kind of kicking him and all of that. Punching him. He's looking behind him, sees Kuroro behind him. And I'm assuming that's his escape route, getting through, okay? Fighting his way through it, and he goes... Okay, yeah, he gets out. The dude's head's cut off in the back. Slams the dude's head to the ground. And then he's fucking up once again using his feet. Kuro, you're making it obvious with your, like, fighting bias right now. You remember what Meruem and Netero's fight was about? Like, the unconscious bias? Clearly there's something going on here. He's using his feet to fight. I want to discuss this a moment. I might have an explanation for this, but I'll talk about it in a moment. I've already seen through your plan. Okay, so Hisoka's seen through his plan. This is interesting, so it's turning in favor of Hisoka. Bungee gum act... I fucking told it! Yeah, I knew you setting some shit up. Oh, the head! Okay, so he grabbed the head, bringing it back around, probably to hit him with it, or take the blow for him. One or the other is gonna happen. He yanks it. Ah. Okay, it didn't work. I saw you set that whole move up. Well, shit. Hisoka, you seem to be in a little bit of trouble. That's not good. That's not fucking good. So, oh my god. So he brought the head over. He knew about it, saw the whole move, and then kicks him on the ground. Again, not with his right foot this time, but his left foot now. Interesting shit. What the f... Oh my god, Hisoka! Hisoka! Oh, Hisoka, that's so... That is so fucking badass. That's so badass. He knew, like, oh my god, like, let me read this line again. I saw you set that whole move up, because, you know, Kuro's like, I saw that, and that's how he managed to avoid the head. And then he slams him on the ground, and then Kuro gets hit, assumingly, it looks like in the head or something. I'll look at it closely in a moment. And then he's like, I know, and he has blood coming out, but it looks like he's Hisoka, you fucking evil son of a bitch, dude. It looked like he took that blow deliberately then. That's what it looks like to me. He took that blow, opened himself up before he could hit Kuro. That's interesting. He set up that blind spot for him. So it seems like it's shifting into Hisoka's favor now. Okay, so let me look at this, what, you know, Hisoka just did. So in the last panel, like the previous page, he dodges, he's like, I set it up, he kicks him on the ground. Let me look at the standpoint. Okay, so with Hisoka, how he uses the head, he's using his left hand. He's using his left hand to bring over the head, and Kuro pretty much dodges it. Okay, and then he slams him on the ground. So his left hand is currently in use. So there's the head behind, in the background there on this panel, with his left hand if he followed the trail. Okay, so his right leg, no nin used, no bungee gum, right hand none. So his left leg is currently using bungee gum. Fall into trail. Okay, so looking at this page, I can't really tell what is going on here, but it looks like whatever hit him, I'm going to assume it's a head. That's what I'm assuming, because that's what he's been cutting off constantly amongst the entire crowd. But whatever it may be, he hit Kuro either in the head or the arm, maybe. Because his head's like actually away from the impact point now that I look at it, because I see where the ricochet is and you see blood coming off of it. So it looks like it's actually hitting Kuro's right arm, maybe his elbow or something, or right here. If so, that's not good. Okay, so is this, I think this is the final page. Yeah, it is the fuck. Okay, so it's the final page. I think I know where Hisoka's going with this now that I see this. I also think now I realize why Kuro's using his legs. Okay, so from what I see here, Hisoka just hit him with something very hard. It looks like it might have shattered Kuro's arm. That's what it looks like to me. It broke it at the very least. Or did some pretty bad damage to it where he can't probably use his hand properly. Regardless, if he fucks up his hands, he can't use his abilities, now that I think about it. I mean, that actually is a very critical weakness to Kuro's abilities. It really is. I mean, think about it. If one of his hands were cut off, like, let's just throw this into perspective. If his left hand was completely fucking cut off, severed, he couldn't use abilities. He could hold his book, but he wouldn't be able to use his left hand type of abilities. Or he couldn't use two-hand abilities. Sun and Moon. That would completely just axe the potential and like half his abilities right there. But then on top of that, if he was to fuck up his right hand, where he can't even hold the book, he can't even initiate any of his abilities. So I see what Hisoka did. He targeted what was the most crucial points of Kuro's body, and that would be his arms, his hands. Now this explains, I think, the fighting style now more of Kuro, why he won't use his hands to fight. Because let me explain. This is actually, I think, very similar to when it comes to Sanji in One Piece. As we know, Sanji is a chef. He doesn't like using his hands because chef's hands are meant for cooking. He doesn't want to use them and mess them up. And so that's why he constantly uses his legs to fight. And this kind of can be said to the same, different circumstances, but it can be kind of the same or similar to what Kuro is doing here. He doesn't want to fuck up his hands because if he does, that means he can't use his abilities. And I feel like Hisoka probably has finally caught on. If he can somehow get that book or remove that book where he can't use it or something, it would make it to where Kuro's pretty much done. He's lost this fight. So I like that. I really like how Hisoka is doing this, but honestly, I don't believe Kuro would fall for something like that. I mean, for a man that's this, you know, calculative, how he's planned so many things, and how he has all these plans and all that, and all these different abilities, all this thought process he's doing. I just don't think this man would leave room for error, especially when it comes to his main dominant hand, his hand that makes all of his abilities, his book hand. So, I don't think he would leave that unguarded. So the main question is, what is really going on here behind the scenes? Because there has to be more. We know there's more abilities. We know Sun and Moon is still on the table. We know Gallery Fake was being used. We know Convert Hands was being used. We know the stamp was... Hunter, Hunter, X Hunter, Kuro abilities. Okay, Gallery Fake. When Kuro touches an object with his left hand, his nin allows him to conjure an exact replica of that object with his right hand. He cannot replicate living things except as inanimate objects. We already know that, meaning the copies will look like corpses, and Kuro is also unable to replicate another user's nin. The replicas that he creates vanishes after 24 hours, regardless of their size. However, before their disappearance, Kuro is able to track the movements of each and every copy object by using his nin, providing that he can touch the originals. Kuro stole this ability from Cortopi in preparation for Stool. Okay, I understand that. So he can copy anything. Okay, so he can make duplicates of anything. But then... Convert Hands. 2 marks appears on the palm of Kuro's hands. The one on the right hand consists in a black ring within which is a black arrow pointing upwards, his middle finger. The area that is not occupied by the arrow is wide, touching. Okay, I don't care about the way it looks. The mark on his left hand is the opposite color scheme. The arrow points downward towards his waist. By touching someone with this mark, Kuro can take on their likeness. Okay, so he can take on their appearance. If he touches a person with both markers, his and the person's likeness will be swapped. The ability only affects appearance and not abilities or personalities, since the markers remain on the ability user's hands. It's fairly simple to identify them. Nonetheless, it is an effective way to mingle into a crowd. Yeah, the right hand also makes it to where people take on him. Yeah, they're not explaining that here at this thing. Whoa, let me go back to the last chapter. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little bit of review orientated here, but I gotta see the Convert Hands explanation a little bit more, for I understand it completely again. Okay, Convert Hands. Let me scroll through the pages. Okay, here we go. Convert Hands Transfer Student. By touching someone with my right hand, okay, so his book hand, they take on my likeness, so that would mean he would have to use a bookmark. By touching someone with my right hand, they take on the likeness. By touching someone with my left hand, I can take on theirs. So if he touches someone with his right hand, he could cause people to appear as himself, so he can make a copy of himself. Now, they don't get his abilities or anything, but he can make them look like him. Oh, okay, I see what might be going on here in this fight. Okay, so forgive me for this. Pretty much, he used Convert Hands, if I am correct. Like, let me go to this chapter. Okay, so from what I'm understanding here, is that he's using Convert Hands. If he uses his right hand, he can make someone appear like himself. For instance, Kuro can make someone look like him. Now, they don't gain his abilities or anything, but they can look like him. And if he uses his left hand, he takes on the person he touches, their likeness. For instance, he can look like them. So it's like swapping appearances back and forth, which we saw an example of this actually earlier on in the latest chapter. We saw multiple copies. Now, that could possibly be dummies being made. But regardless, though, that's what Convert Hands was for. Now, the main thing is that he cannot replicate probably the arrow marks of Convert Hands onto dummies using Gallery Fake. That's already been explained. But there is a possibility that Kuro could use Gallery Fake and Convert Hands together, for instance, to make it to where someone looks like Kuro. For instance, Kuro can make a duplicate of himself, making it look like him, and then he could actually make a dummy of that, and then he can actually stamp the head of it and make it controlled. That's a possibility. That might be what's going on here. Now, the next thing to look at here is looking at 353. Now, this latest chapter, there's something that stands out that actually kind of confirms this a little bit. If you look closely, there's something that has changed in Kuro's design in this chapter. And I cannot believe how crafty Kuro is being in this fight. He has a hat on his head. He has a fucking hat on his head. And you know what that means? Like, okay, let me go to a better picture here. Okay, so when the fist is coming in, like the left fist, and it was like a fake punch, if you look closely, you can't see the forehead of Kuro. You can't see it. So there's a likely possibility that there is a stamp mark on this person's head. Interesting. Interesting. So if he's not using Gallery Fake, he at the very least dress someone up with Convert Hand. That's cool. That's very cool. I like that. Okay, that explains a lot. So the main question is the book. The book currently being used. Is that the actual book Kuro is using? Or is that a different one? It might explain why he doesn't show his hands. Now that I think about it. Maybe that's why he's not showing his hands. And he's keeping them in a fist or whatever, and he's just using his legs, too. Oh my god. When it comes to Hunter x Hunter, you can... I don't know what to say right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this chapter. I'm probably overthinking it. I probably might have fucked something up there. This live reaction, forgive me. I haven't had time to really think on this for hours on it, and like I usually do with Hunter x Hunter, but... Regardless, though, there's something shady going on with Kuro's hat on his head in the stamp art to the duplicates and stuff. I just think there's something going on. And then the patterns with the kicking and stuff with the right leg to, you know, how his arm got hit finally. Something's going on there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.